Move to the highest value level. In this episode, I am going to address the question, how do you have the highest compensation with the least competition? This is key number 2 of 10 keys on how to make a meaningful transformation to the top of your industry and beyond. How to have 10 times the income, the success, while simplifying your life. So I'm Doug Andrew, and I've been a financial strategist for more than 45 years. But in that time period, from 2003 on, at the urging of my professional entrepreneurial coaches, I began to make my competitors my customers. I started selling my recipe to other financial advisors instead of selling the cake. Then it went far beyond teaching financial planners, CPAs, tax attorneys, mortgage loan originators, realtors. And I began to teach other entrepreneurs how to 10 times their business practice, whatever they did, in as little as 60 months, because I was blessed to do that. I have invested over $3 million in my life, sharpening my saws, Stephen Covey would say, by belonging to mastermind groups like Strategic Coach, the Genius Network, and so forth. And I continue to do that. In our family, we have LLCs. A lot of people think that means limited liability companies. Yeah, we've got lots of those. But in our family, LLC stands for Lifetime Learning Commitment. We'll never stop learning. And so I'm writing a book called 10 Keys to a Meaningful Transformation to the Top of Your Industry and Beyond. This episode is about key number 2. To move your professional objectives to the highest value level. And in the book, I actually have a scorecard, and here's the large version of that. And so the 10 keys are listed here on the left, and we're talking in this episode about this one. And so I have my readers, my students, when I teach this in live events or my mastermind groups, score themselves from poor, fair, good, better, best. So I'm going to read these, and you think which one describes where you're at, and also I want you to be thinking, where do you want to be? Okay, here's number 1, the poor status. Competition is tough because patients or customers feel that what you provide is just a commodity. Every, dentists, there are a dime a dozen out there. All dentists are the same. All realtors are the same. One rung up on the ladder. Business is okay because you provide a unique product, and your competitors, a lot of them don't have that unique product. That's okay. One rung up on the ladder. How about business is good because you provide exceptional service for your customers or your patients or your clients. That's as far as most people ever get, is exceptional service. Well, what's better than that? Business is great because you provide a unique experience for your customers. Well, then what's the best? You have the highest compensation with the least competition because you're providing a meaningful transformation. That would be a perfect 10. Now, when people get through filling this out, they have a score with 10 of these on a scale of 1 to 10, somewhere between 1 to 100. And it doesn't matter if they're in the 30s, 40s, or 50s. What do? I help them raise their score. And in less than 60 months, when they get up to over 90 out of 100, most of them have 10 times their income. So let me explain this second key, which has been a game changer for me. So years ago, I was recommended this book called The Experience Economy. It's written by Joseph Pine and James Gilmore. And you don't even need to read the book to understand this concept. I'll explain it to you in brevity right now. And it's really a no-brainer because in the book they talk about the concept that people will generally pay more for something they perceive has higher value. That sounds like a no-brainer, right? And they use the example of coffee in the book. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker, but what they were saying is coffee, at least at that time, in its pure commodity form, coffee beans, are worth about 2 cents a cup. When those coffee beans are made into coffee grounds and you make a cup of coffee in your house, it goes up usually 10 times in value to 20, 25 cents a cup. Now, that is a unique product, a cup of coffee. When that cup of coffee enters the convenience sector in a restaurant or a 7-Eleven, it goes up 2 to 4 times more in price to 50 cents or $1 a cup when you're out eating at a restaurant or what have you. So that is exceptional service or convenience. Now, Starbucks made their name by creating a unique experience. The hangout between your home and the office, the internet cafe, and people would go in there with other like-minded coffee drinkers, and they will shell out $4 or $5 for maybe an espresso-based cup of coffee. And even a kiosk at an airport, they'll shell out that much because they relate back to the unique experience. Now, that's as high as most go. I use the example of water because way back in 1999, a group of my friends and I, we ended up going to Orlando, Florida, but we shipped our Harley-Davidson motorcycles to Atlanta and went down through Atlanta to Miami. Our spouses flew in, joined us. We went down to Key West, back up through the Everglades, but we ended up in Orlando at the Disney theme parks for 3 days. And it was May, the hottest May days on record. The very first day, I stopped 3 times at an ice cart and shelled out $2.50 for a 20-ounce bottle of water without batting an eye. I could have gone another 10 or 20 feet to the drinking fountain between the men's and ladies' room and gotten a drink of water for free, but $2.50. Well, at the end of the day, I had a half of a bottle of water remaining, but it was warm, and I chucked it in the trash without batting an eye. We went out and filled up our Harleys with premium gasoline. You're not going to believe this. We screamed highway robbery. They were charging us $1.60 a gallon for premium. Why? Because in 1999, premium back in our home state was only $1.30 a gallon. They're taking advantage of us tourists. Wait a minute. Do the math. Just a few minutes earlier, we had shelled out $2.50 for 20 ounces of water. How many ounces in a gallon? 128. We were shelling out the equivalent of $16 a gallon for water and throwing it away. Folks, that's 10 times. If you would have told me 25 years earlier, 1974, that people would pay in America as much for a gallon of water as a gallon of gasoline, I would have laughed at you. But 10 times as much? We were shelling out $16 a gallon for water and throwing it away. Now, those bottles of water at Disney World are $4. That means a $4 bottle of water is the equivalent of $24 a gallon. Why were we willing to do that in Disney World? We're having a unique experience, Mickey Mouse, Harry Potter, whatever we're doing there. See, the price goes out the window. They're providing a unique experience. So what I began to learn is I needed to not just provide a unique product. I've always had unique products that most of my competitors didn't have. Indexed insurance contracts, accumulate money tax-free and can allow you to take it out tax-free. Most advisors didn't have that. But we went one rung up on the ladder to exceptional service. But no, I wanted my clients to have a unique experience. See, education is a unique experience. So I would educate them and I would show them the 3 dimensions of authentic wealth. It's not just about the money. And so it was a unique experience. When I heard people saying, wow, we think clearer when we're with you than any other financial advisor, I knew I was just about there. But what's the highest level that people value the most? When you provide this, you will have the highest compensation with the least competition. Money price goes out the window. Are you ready for this? So here is the ultimate. It's above a unique experience. When you provide a meaningful transformation for your clients, your customers, your patients, you will have the highest compensation with the least competition. How do you do that? First, it's not about you, it's about them. You are sincerely interested in them. You're learning how they like to learn. And if it's more left brain, you provide the logic for maybe one in a couple. If the other one learns more by emotion and stories, you tell the stories. You understand them. It's about their future. It's not about you. And as you show sincere interest in them, and then you show them clearly the darkness of the night, if they keep doing what they're doing, the way they're living life, from a health standpoint, maybe you're an orthodontist, if you keep not having a nice smile because you're ashamed of your smile. But what if we could make a meaningful transformation? We do more than just straighten teeth here. We build beautiful smiles. If this were my daughter, I would like her to have confidence with a beautiful smile. Sure, I can straighten the teeth, but I want to have a beautiful smile for your daughter. See, you're creating a meaningful transformation for them financially. I was showing people how to have 2 to 3 times as much money with the same amount of money they set aside in traditional investments, and then how to not outlive their money by making them immune from the dangers of taxes, inflation, and market volatility. And pretty soon, my clients begin to realize, wow, you're providing a meaningful transformation. The way I was headed, I was going to outlive my money. You have now liberated me. It doesn't matter if I live to be 125. I will never outlive my money. And when I die, I don't ruin my kids and my family bank. I empower them. It was far more than just talking about, oh, put your money here, take it out, and you better be very careful, tighten your belt. No, I wanted a meaningful transformation that they could see the difference between what they felt like with most financial advisors and what they felt like when they met with me, because they always had confidence in their brighter future. And so this is very critical dynamic. You want to focus on the highest value level, creating a meaningful transformation so that whenever they say, well, yeah, I know Doug Andrew, if they say, yeah, he's a financial advisor. Well, no, he has those unique products, that max funded indexed insurance contract, tax-free. No. Oh, he has exceptional service. He returns his phone calls and he's always polite. No. Oh, every time we go there, it's a unique experience. I mean, he educates us and he empowers us. He involves our whole family. He's so interested. Now you want them to say, oh yeah, we know Doug Andrew. We know so-and-so. He has helped us create a meaningful transformation, not just financially, but in all 3 dimensions of our life. We are so grateful. We don't know what we would do if we didn't have that relationship. Are you getting it? So I want you to click here, watch this episode. In fact, search all 10 episodes on this channel of the 10 keys that can help you make meaningful transformation so you can grow your practice, whatever you do, by 10 times in as little as 60 months while simplifying your life. Does that sound good?